All right. Okay. All right, let's get rocking and rolling. We're going to start sharing the screen on the Instagrams. How are you doing? For everybody on TradingView, how are you doing? For everybody on YouTube, it's your boy for the YT gang, Mr. Jason Williams, aka the lead educator for Big Pipz Academy. Shout out to you. And the hair is herring. So we're going to tuck little buggard in there and get started. Okay. All right. So let's rock, let's roll. And as per usual, I like to give people some time to kind of climb on in and get themselves situated. And let me go ahead and get this chat in its right place. Okay, so I got my chat in order. Boom. Shout out to the chat, gang. And we're going to get started with regards to every key detail as it relates to the Bitcoin. All right, so basically I have BTC. It literally, like, I wasn't paying attention to BTC. I was honestly moving with other trades, and they did quite well. Shout out to the Big Pips team. We actually were able to crush our first 1,000%. It's not our first 1,000% trade in the group, but it was our first 1,000% spot trade of the new bull run. You dig? All right, cool. So realistically speaking, I'm going to go ahead and share with the squad for everybody that's on the VIP side. They get that remote access to the Zoom chat. You dig? Ooh. Okay, so boom, we're gonna go ahead and yeah, actually, it's quite interesting how this all works. So I'm actually gonna share a window instead. Just give me one moment. So boom, we're gonna actually share the one window, and the only reason why is because Zoom kind of wants to bully all the other programs. Okay, so yeah, while I'm waiting and anticipating your questions, I am gonna get started. Okay, so I got that going. Okay, awesome. So yeah, I'm just waiting for any questions or requests to come on in. What we were doing here. Okay, cool. So we're already sharing screen. Okay, awesome. All right, so we're on all platforms, ready to rock. Josh, is that you? Testing 127. Mr. VIP of the VIP. Are you in the VIP? Is that Josh? What's up, brother?
Yes, sir.
What's up, brother? Okay. All right, cool. So we're talking right off the start with BTC. Holla if you hear me. Okay. So one thing I did learn is that apparently on TradingView, my face is on the left-hand side of these charts. So I'm going to do my best to acclimate to the three different platforms. It's quite interesting because I've got people watching all over the world on different platforms. But I'm going to show you the bull and the bear scenario for the BTC. Usually, the homie Casey is in the chat with some cool questions, and then I'm gonna actually make sure. Yeah, okay. So we're sharing the right screen. Okay, perfect. All right, so just drop a one in the chat, whichever platform you're on, letting me know whether or not you can actually see the screen and everything's good to go on your end. Okay, so TradingView has my camera, Zoom, TradingView, and YouTube have the screen, which is the most important thing. Okay, awesome. So let's start accelerating here. So essentially, we have two scenarios for BTC in the short term. So the bullish scenario is within the next 4 days, the price of BTC should make a new yearly high as per like in the last 12 months. We should be coming into potentially a 113 or 1618 extension level. And so I'm very big on being very precise because if the market makers aren't missing, why should we? Jeez, there's a lot of lazy traders out there. Oh, I started already. I'm coming for everybody. And so what I mean by lazy is sometimes I ain't pointing any fingers, but I'm pointing them. I'll say, hey, you know, you don't want to miss this trade by 1 pip or da 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 da. You should probably zoom in and make sure this is like spot on. And you would be shocked how many trades you can miss by 1 pip, 2 pips, 3 pips, 4 pips. And we're talking moves that go 10,000 points, right? And so after seeing this over the course of the last 3 years, I can tell you that it's not worth the pain of missing a massive trade. Trust me when I tell you that. It's not worth it. Just take the extra. Peter, what's up, brother? All right. So, yeah, I was just saying, Peter, you're part of the Magnet gang. Yeah, take that extra step when you're marking up. I mean, if you're a harmonics trader or ICT or, you know, S&D, I don't really care what you do. Just don't be a lazy trader. Bots are not missing their target. You are. Jeez. It's too early for the beans. I'm coming for you. Bots are not missing their targets. You are. No hands. And so what does that mean? It means the bots only know 1618. They don't know, yeah, I'm kind of feeling like hitting, I don't know, I'll hit a 3, 2, 4, 5. You got to see what I just said. Think robotically about your trades. Right? How do you take more and more? I don't really believe in being completely emotionless, but the time to be emotionless is when you're marking up your chart. There, I said it. That's the time you need to be emotionless because you don't want to be a lazy trader being like, it's in the zone, not realizing that you kind of rushing the process can oftentimes cause you to completely miss the setup or get in too early or get wicked out, by not giving yourself a little bit of extra room. But I imagine that the market is coming up into, oh, Lord, Jory Lynn. Yee! What's up, Jory Lynn? All the way from the east side. What's up? What's up, Jory? Alrighty. So basically, Jory, I was just talking about the power of precision when it comes to your setups. You're not going to get it happen all the time, but I can show you at least 10 swing trades that literally, because I took that extra time, it like hits the entry like bang. Now on the flip side, I can also show you 100 that missed. But the ones that hit though, and then they hit and then they go for like a week, a month, 2 months. I mean, some trades are running for 2 years. It's very powerful. At least knowing it's kind of like, playing a sport. At least you put everything out on the playing field, right? And so what does that actually look like? That looks like making sure you're being as accurate as possible with your setups. That's the only thing you can do. Getting as much confluence as you can in your setups before you start trading. Okay? All right, cool. So Jory, ladies first, and then the gents, I got you too. Don't worry, brothers, I got your backs. Everybody in the chat, your boy's ready. I'm hungry. And all I need is some requests. I'm just waiting.
Gold, please.
Did you say gold?
Yeah.
Ooh. She didn't even say hi. She just said, get that gold and get me a Birkin.
Yeah, the whole call, but I'm just like, let me see what gold's gonna do.
Already, I got you. All right, cool. So, boom. We got that buy side life right there. She just said, listen, I need a baby Birkin. Get to the point, brother. Okay, damn. Shoot. Damn. How are you? We all work for Jory, please. Yes, ma'am. Alrighty. Okay, so boom. All right. So I'm just showing y'all. Excuse me. Excuse my hair. My lips popping. Y'all don't know that meme. I know so many memes by heart. But yeah, so either gold or see, now I'm talking about gold. Either Bitcoin is gonna kind of slam, right? And do one of these. And look how that would be conveniently right on time. Y'all didn't see what I did there. Right on time for boom, the news. So is this the beginning of the dumpy dump for the DXY? Let's see. All right, so it's the 25th. That would be the 27th, you dig? The other flip side is BTC is going to be here either like on some really bullish stuff, is going to be up here and getting ready for a retrace off of a DXY pumpy pump. So just so you know, I'm a confluent trader, but I'm also open-minded. So I'm not trying to make trades on the basis of what, we can only do this one thing or my ego's shattered. No, I'm here to show you both scenarios. And I feel like that is needed as a whole in the community, in trading as a whole. But either way, I've got a lot of labels. Okay, so we've got some liquidity here. If somebody was like feeling super bullish, Peter, what I would say is some things that you'll notice about BTC is it likes to bounce on the lower side of the RSI, you dig? I'll leave it there, right? So we want to see this thing kind of clip this liquidity, grab this imbalance, and maybe, again, I don't really like putting overnight positions on BTC. I just don't think you can sleep well. But I would expect some form of a potential reversal zone And that's all PRZ means, okay? Like I always say, a lot of people are trying to convolute trading, and I understand that it's not hard to do that with all the kerfuffle going on. But realistically speaking, um, what is the goal here today is to show you guys a way of trading where, hey, if this one doesn't work, you're ready for, you know what I'm saying? You're ready for whatever, baby. But here's the coolest thing about what I did, and I want to show you this, is that we have a time of execution. Oh, what? So there's a new dimension. Your boy is gonna show you something, right? So I study what is called synchronicity, right? Now it doesn't mean I'm levitating on top of crystals with weird hemp shirts, right? I do have hemp shirts, but it's not like that, right? What it does mean, though, is that mathematics runs this universe. Somebody write that in the chat, please. Mathematics runs this universe, right? I believe God is a mathematician. There, I said it out loud. I'm free, baby. I believe that God is the best mathematician. If you look at nature, there's math everywhere, right? I think a long time ago, the concept of an intelligent design went out the window. It's just actually illogical. And this is coming from somebody who was a philosopher. So it's not even really about like my feelings or belief system. It's just, listen, look, right? Your DNA has a correlation to the atmosphere and the galaxies. So if you start thinking about what I just said, even though it's like, woo, there's math everywhere. And so if you start learning the math of the market, you're going to be less lost and less in your feelings because you're going to start saying, yo, this is just math, bro. What's wrong with you, fam? Right? So what if I told you the math is mathing on BTC, and if you are willing to risk 1% in each of these zones, I'm about a 95% chance one of these zones is going to slap in the next 24 hours. 24 to 72 hours. So what am I going to do for you? I'm just going to leave these zones, and if you shoot me a DM, right, we'll see where we are closer to our Fibonacci time. See, the problem is that everybody learned, I'm going to just say something out loud. Everybody learned how to use one tool in TradingView. I'm going in right now. Everybody learned how to use one of the Fibonacci tools. But what if there's like 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 or 20? So what if you can start to learn how to use all of these tools to your advantage, right? So anywho, I'll leave that in your little toolbox to, have a little quandary on. But these are the zones where the math is mathing for Bitcoin. Again, I don't really mark up with my feelings. I just trade the math, right? If our universe is made of math, so is Mr. Bitcoin. Okay? So somewhere in these zones, the math is mathing. Okay? And this would be the extremo zone where actually, ironically, I had a buy down here. This is the like, hey, they're manipulating the heck out of everybody. which is okay because that's very Bitcoin-esque. But what am I about to give you? I'm about to give you the, let me sleep well at night position. This is the sleep well at night is always the extreme. Oh, it's different over here. If you've been on this stream for 5 minutes and you're not secretly watching Netflix at the same time, you are in a different class already, right? Because what I'm showing you is why you've been getting wicked out of your trades. What? I'm showing you why you've been losing your trades, right? Because as much as this is math, we also have to remember there's an element of manipulation. So market makers know the math that I'm showing you, right? And we all believe right now that Bitcoin's going through the moon, and it probably should, right? But what would the nastiest thing be to do? It would be to go to where everybody's, expecting it to based on math, and then just poke your head a little bit below to grab some imbalance and use that as the excuse, and then kind of turn around. So I'm going to just reference probably my favorite trading mentor. Mark Douglas is dope. Tom Hugard is cool. But I don't know, man. Dr. David Paul just had that kind of like swag, right? Not very flashy, made tons of money. You would never know. Probably drove a very standard vehicle and enjoyed rugby on the weekends, okay? So he said, invariably, with his accent, where most are putting their stop losses, market makers are moving their positions a tick below your stop loss. Okay? So I'm putting this zone, and this is massive, right? But I'm going to show you where this can go, and then we're going to get on to gold. This is potentially going to come up here. They done broke the 618, and they're not showing any signs of weakness per se. And trust me, I took a little sell. I got 1,000 pips. Tried to take another one, and they clipped me on the second one. So I realized, okay, cool. Don't fight the market. Ride it out. So just putting this out there, because we got to get Jory set up with her gold. These are the two zones these are like sleeping well at night positions. And why did I give this one the extra tax? I know it shouldn't do this, but I'm just saying, this is that manipulation zone that we just talked about, right? Where I'm going to highlight that because I would not be shocked if we come back in a week, and it doesn't mean the price has to go through the entire manipulation zone, but this zone right here is looking like a zone where you would just want to give a limit order a shot. Now, I can't tell you what to do. I'm just going to show you what I would do, if you get where I'm coming from. I assume the manipulation. I don't assume that they're going to follow all of the rules, because then how would they make money, right? Guys like me and Peter and Josh and gals like Jory would take all of their money. They don't want that. Manipulation is basically their insurance policy. Oh, I'm going in. Manipulation is their insurance policy for profit. Somebody drop a gem in the chat. Whether it's gold, NAS 100, US 30, Bitcoin, Amazon, Nvidia, manipulation is their insurance policy towards profit. It basically makes sure that, even if there's some smart Alex from Big Pipz Academy or Instagrams or YouTube or some ICT trader in Arkansas, we have a way that we're going to at least smash 99.9% of these traders out of their position before we can get in. Yes, I said it. I am definitely, listen, it's Black History Month. I'm going to speak my talk, right? So listen, what you want to do, right, is make sure you don't become a gullible Gary, right? Where you're just believing, well, Jay showed me that it should turn around before. Listen, I never said trust them. Why would you trust, like I said a million times, don't trust people who make money when you lose. That's just simple, right? It's very simple. So what you want to do is just assume that they're going to do the worst. And anything else is kind of gravy. So they're not, I don't see them wanting this as much, but it's going to be one of these. Like this is where the price should stop. Okay, so I'm just going to show you these levels, right? You pull up your GAN box. Jory, don't fight me, I'm coming. Just gotta, you know I gotta do it right, buddy peeps. Jory, like, listen, man, I could have bought 2 Audis by now. So boom. All right. So now, boom. What are we doing right now? Is I'm showing you the imbalance fills. Oh, you thought I just knew harmonics, right? No, we could switch it up. I got 7 styles, baby. Yeah. Listen, it's like being on a date with a lover boy. Yeah. Okay. So boom. Right? That level right there, listen. If you want to talk about higher risk to reward, oh, your boy knows how to do that. I got you. This would be like, even though this is the zone, I'm going to teach you something. So we're going to call this the manipulation zone. Manipulation zone. And so a lot of times, people are like, why would you talk? The market's not out. I mean, we could say the market is nice and, the market's going to bake you cookies and be like, oh, I love you because you're following all the rules. Are you, seriously, are you a little touched? Like, you got to understand what you're looking at. You're looking at a for-profit business, right? And I'm not going to point any figureheads out there, but do the math, right? So I'm going to just talk and say this. What if I owned a broker, right? And I had a nice following on Instagram. And I know that people are live trading with me on my broker. Okay? But I'm trading demo, or I'm trading like house money, meaning like my profits that I made last week. Oh, drop a 1 if you're ready for what I'm about to say. I need to see something, because I'm talking about something that is currently a plaguing the Forex industry. And I stay quiet, but I have to talk about this. And this is why I'm going to talk about this, because it's going to make you better. And I don't care about glitz and glamour and all that. I just take my little walks by the water. As long as my lady's happy, I'm cool. I'm chilling. Right? So, boom. If I own a broker and I know that 10,000 people are watching my live, and I open a buy stop and sell stop on news, mathematically, remember I told you, right? Yeah, remember I told you, it's all math. Mathematically, I know at least 50% of the people following me are going to lose. What does that look like if I told them to buy and sell and a massive wick goes either way? I just manipulated myself into a cool milli. This just happened last week. Just look at Instagram. You can do the math on which major influencer just conveniently made everybody on his stream lose with a buy stop and sell stop approach. The reason why, look at gold. See, Jory, your boy got it all on time, baby. I got alerts for alerts, baby. We coming, gold. Jory, just chill. I got it, girl. But the fact is that market makers oftentimes have connections to or are actually operating as brokers under different shell corporations. So I can, in one hand, pretend that I'm the trader working for you, and on the other hand, be profiting off of your loss. You guys got to understand what I'm saying. I don't have any affiliations to any brokers, right? I'll recommend here and there, but I need you to understand that manipulation is what ensures their profit margins. And it's a very scary world when people don't have morals. So I take it as a fiduciary and a moral responsibility to explain how this manipulation impacts you. So what would this look like? Magically, we all go to bed tonight, provided you guys are not nocturnal, and the price slams. I've watched it happen. And conveniently at 5 in the morning, shout out to the ICT gang, there'd be a potential Judas swing start. And that Judas swing would probably land conveniently right in this box. Accumulation, bang. Manipulation, bang. Distribution. Y'all just thought I was talking. I'm here to show you a different voice in this space. I got the math, I got the lingo, but I have the visuals. Because I'm an artist, I can make you see what they're trying to do. They are doing this because there's a manipulation next. Power of 3. Shout out to Michael. I guess ICT has like a gang side. ICT, right? So just know that your boy just showed you where the manipulation mathematically would overshoot to conveniently just grab some imbalance. And the worst would be right here. We are getting ready to get into the manipulation phase. I'm not asking, I'm telling. There's going to be a manipulation. It's coming. And so it happened on the small time frame. Look, whoop, whoop, right? See? Wiped out all of the sellers, wiped out all of the buyers, and then did what? Sold. Right? They're going to go probably the other way around. So just be aware. I'm done. That's it. Jory, don't fight me. My gold alert finally went off. Now it's time. All right, cool. So drop a 2 in the chat if you understand what you just saw. There's a little bit of what I would think was a little bit of market mastery. But this right here is a clean setup. Clean. Right? Any one of these zones, 1, 2, 3, and then this is your extreme zone. Okay, so I'm going to drop this in the chat. Just want you to know that you want to start thinking like the market makers, not like a trader. Okay, that's all. All right, cool. So let's go into gold. Is the pattern your confluence? Ooh, whoa, I'm loving this question, baby. Delgadoy. I hope I said that right. Where are you from? Shout out to you. Is the pattern my confluence? Ooh, man, you got me excited. Okay, or lady, I don't know. Boom. Here's how I'd explain it. I'm gonna make sure it's on all platforms, because we gotta drop it into 3 chats. So the pattern is not my only confluence. The other confluences that I had, that is such a great question. Sorry, you made me smile. Amen. Okay. The other confluences that I look for, if you just look a little bit closer, Delgadoy, I think I said it right, is I love liquidity getting ran, right? So you've seen all these little wicks, right? These are zones, right, where stop losses are living. Now, what you'll notice is that I haven't really been paying attention to BTC because we've been running it up with a whole bunch of altcoins. And frankly speaking, I know how to switch when BTC gets boring. This is flipping boring. I'd rather get 1,000% on another trade. So the reality is, one of the other confluences other than the harmonic pattern is that I'm looking for liquidity. I'm looking for money, okay? That's another thing. I didn't come from trading. I came from business. So I understand how business works, how hustlers work, how boardroom gangsters work. They don't care about feelings. They care about money. So I figured out a long time ago, wait a minute. That guy over at Binance is not this big crypto lover that he portrays him as. He's a business person. Wait, I thought it was for the community of traders. Nope. He was in it for his profits. So his bots, just like the bots at any other broker, are set up to make sure that Binance wins. There, I said it out loud. The same thing like Coinbase, the same thing like any other platform. It's ensuring that they win. They own the house. You bring your money to the house. Their job is to make sure that the least amount of players in this game get the right hand. So whenever you see a bunch of stop losses forming at these rejection points, congratulations, you're looking at a new liquidity sweep getting ready to form. If you wanted my hot take on what I think BTC will likely do, listen, what I dropped in the chat, that is worth money, okay? I think there'll be some sort of what we would refer to as a liquidity sweep, or on the street you would call this a scam wick, right? And come up, grab both of these, and probably do some sort of weird, and it could honestly go 1 pip at above this and do some form of a drop. There's just so much money here, right? And then this is where I believe the week will end. Like, I believe we're going to be ascending. So possibly a quick quick draw on buy side liquidity, and then a large expansive move. Maybe NFP would be the excuse. Maybe it'll be durable goods. Oh, GDP. Is that right in the middle of the week for us? Oh, come on. This is just come on, guys. They're not even trying to hide it. So I think there's a potential little scalp if you want to grab it. The ideal thing, again, I like to grab it after the liquidity sweep. That's why we have PRZ1. And then maybe it'll just pump into the Tuesday news. Tuesday would be the perfect excuse to begin the dump into the middle of the week. Wyckoff Wyckoff would literally be happy with this, in my opinion, because this would be some form of a UTAD, right? So UTAD, and then we would get like a quick dish after the distro for Wyckoff, we would get a drop. Now in ICT, they would refer to this as the manipulation, and this would be the distro, or sorry, this would be the manipulation on the low time frame, and this would be the distribution down potentially. And then there'll be a accumulation, manipulation, and distribution back up. It's gonna be fun. This week there's gonna be a lot of movement on Bitcoin. Like I'm not even shy about it. There's gonna be a lot of movement on Bitcoin. Get ready, okay? They don't go sideways for long. All right, gold. Jory is still awake. We're going in for the gold. As you can see already. Just got to make sure, the ladies are straight. Okay, so we got a lot of love for the Goldie. Ooh, baby. Okay, let's see what gold's doing. So, boom, I already had this lined up. It's going perfect. I haven't looked at this until now. So, gold is literally doing what it should do. So there's a low time frame harmonic pattern. And just real quick, I want to check with Delgadoy. Did I answer the question? Yes, order flow and money flow. I feel you. I think the drop is definitely incoming. Gang, I love it. Oh, me in. What up? Okay, not even trying to hide it. Baby, yeah, I agree with you on that. Question. Oh, how long have you been profitable? Oh, yeah, baby. How long have you been? Wow, damn. I think the best way to break that down is really, I guess the question is on the digital currency side, because that's how I actually started. I would say that the biggest move happened when I stopped trying to hit home runs. Man, these questions are serious. Sorry, I didn't see your question. I apologize. I'm looking at the chart. It's when I stopped hitting home runs. So that was probably about 2 years ago. So what happened was I was constantly trying to, I tell this to my team all the time. I was trying to always get $1,000 trade. I know it might sound a little bit, I don't know. For some people that's like, oh, $1,000 is nothing. But I found myself like very greedy. Now looking back at it, like if a trade wasn't $1,000, I would close it. Like I wouldn't even close it. I would just hold it. And sometimes I would hold it until I would lose the trade. So 2 years ago, I know it sounds really corny. I tell this story all the time, but one day my wife was like, "Oh, I want to get ice cream. I want to get something from the store." And I was sitting there and I was looking at like the park and just seeing all these people, and I realized I haven't been outside because I was trading, like addicted to the screen basically. And it was like about 6 months of like just hardcore like staring at the screen, futures trading, seeing 40%, 50% and not being excited because it didn't hit that number. It didn't give me that rush. So the day that I stopped doing that and started respecting that, hey, if there's, and again, might be laughable to somebody else, and that's okay. I don't flipping care. But if there's $200 or $300 or $400 on your screen, why are you looking upon that money that you made in 15 minutes or sometimes in 3 or 4 hours? Jory, it's almost ready, okay? Why are you looking upon that money as not valuable? So for me, that was the game that really turned things around for me. Was I started looking at, what if I took partials? I know that's a swear word in the trading community, but I started taking partials, and then I created a system which I teach to all of my students, where essentially I go ahead and at certain marks we take money. And what happened was I became disciplined, and then I also, more than anything, started having some sense of structure to what I was doing. It wasn't just, oh, how do I feel today? And oh, I'm not excited with that money, or oh, I'm feeling like I'm doing great. Like I don't know how to explain it to you, but for some people it doesn't have any effect on them. I don't know how they do that. But I remember calling, my cousin's my witness. I was very cocky that day. I remember calling my cousin and being like, I just made like $4,000 and it's 11:30. What are you doing? Like, I was just bragging. I'm just being honest, Rose. Like, I know it sounds horrendous. It's kind of cringe, whatever new Gen Z words there are. But yeah, like, I realized that was horrendous, first of all, to call a family member and talk like that. But the worst part about that was I realized my greed kept me pushing past that point. I don't know. I mean, I'm saying this to the world, so it's pretty awkward. But yeah, and I saw myself continue to trade that day and keep sending more and more money to the account and trading and trading and trading. And I didn't know that was the day that China had decided to ban Bitcoin for the 40th time. And so I was like, why are my trades starting to lose? I'm on like trade 14 by now. I know it sounds so dumb, but I'm telling you the level of the extreme I was at. And it was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I just started losing like back to back to back. And yeah, and then there was just like a big flush, and then everything that I had made like that day and like the day before and like the day before and the day before was like wiped out in like 2 hours. And after that day and like dealing with the depression of that and the regret of like, dude, I was up so well, I realized that I need to freeze my account. Oh, I'm checking to see if drop a 1. Listen, not many people are gonna be this flippin' transparent, but I'm cool. Where can I learn from you? Oh, yo, just very simple. I don't know if I don't know if TradingView is gonna block me, but Delgadoy, I train people one-on-one. My Instagram is the same as my Telegram. It's just I like big Pipz. And then we can set up a Zoom call and actually go over everything. Oh, they didn't block it. Okay. So just send me a DM, and then I can actually go over everything. I'm watching the gold chart already. But yeah, so that morning I remember waking up and I was like, holy blouse and skirt. Listen, I'm Caribbean. And I was like, I just blew whatever amount of thousands of dollars, and I was getting calls from different people like, what happened in the market last night? And they were like, oh my God, I lost $800. And I was like, fudge, if you knew what I lost, you would literally just get off the phone. And I tried to kind of keep it together, but after a while I realized, you know what, flip this. And I blocked myself from my trading account. I froze something else. I basically froze myself from trading. And I'm telling you, this is like weird to say this out loud, but I'm flipping on every platform in the world. This is almost the 3-year anniversary of me doing that. I would have definitely quit if I even tried to touch the screen like for another month. So froze my Binance. There's a way that I don't know if you have access to Binance. Just sorry, I want to make sure I'm getting your name. Omian. Sorry. Also, I realize I can follow you guys. That's pretty cool. But yeah, so realistically, I froze my Binance. I froze my broker, like my on-ramp. And I basically just put myself on a timeout. And I said, listen, I'm either going to have to learn or I'm going to have to go get a job. And I have other responsibilities like my wife, my house, all these things are way more important than being some rock star trader, right? And so the biggest thing was when I went on that fast, like, when you don't eat, I went on a fast and I said, I'm just going to be the best student. I hated that word because I don't like school. And I was like, I'm just going to be the best student. I'm going to be a better student than my teachers. And because I'm competitive, I still want to beat them. But I was understanding that the only way I'm going to beat my teachers was to be a better student than them. So just like Kobe, it was like he was dribbling and I was reading. I was reading Wyckoff before Wyckoff was cool. I didn't even know what ICT is. I barely knew what GAN was. I was like, what's that weird box? Peter, you've seen my old ugly charts. Josh, you've seen them. Jory, I had to deal with that. What? Listen, I locked myself in my condo for a year. That's not cool. I don't recommend it. But the information that I have in me, I'm looking at people and they're like, yeah, I've been trading for 8.5 years. And I'm like, oh, damn, they should probably not see what I know. And it's not to say it out of pride because I got my face punched in being greedy, being egotistical. So to answer your question, it was the day that I started getting profitable was the day that I said that I don't need to hit home runs anymore. I have nothing to prove to anybody. I just need to be a good student. And I don't know what happened exactly, but I just started taking my little wins. So now I'm actually cool with, I see 20, 40% on a futures trade, and I'm like, that's cool. How many people can say they made 40% while they were sleeping on anything? On even real estate or whatever they're doing, except for OnlyFans. So what I'm trying to say is I started getting in love with the little 35%, John, that I kept getting. 35%? That's pretty darn good. I'll take my 50% and I would just run. And I'd go BE and let that ish fly. And sometimes it would keep going and sometimes it would come back, and that was the answer. So I know that was long-winded, but you caught me in a weird spot and I love it. You caught me on the spot. Baby. But that is the answer. I just got upset with myself. And a lot of people are soft. Oh, damn. I gotta take a breath. I'm gonna get banned. A lot of people are soft. They don't want to talk to themselves. They don't want to look themselves in the mirror. They don't want to ask themselves, what could I lose doing this dumb stuff? Opening 100-lot trades, opening 100x trades on futures. I did 125% on Bitcoin at least 3 times. Do you know what the flip that means? You have a 200 pip stop loss on BTC. I've done everything stupid that anybody can think of. My students are on the call like, you did that? wouldn't even believe it. So when I say something to somebody, right, I'm not talking, I said this to one of my students today, I'm not talking to them, I'm talking to the old undisciplined me. And I'm trying to stop him or her from having the same experience that I had that morning. Right? And so it doesn't, I'm not really a fan of like, oh, like how much money did you make last trading session? I'm more on what did you learn? Because I'll take somebody with wicked analysis and wicked execution over somebody with piles of cash. Because I was the guy that came in with piles of cash. Like, I'm just going to make it rain on the market. And the market says, oh, we love guys like that. We love gals like that. Big ego, big money, we take from those people. So it's a little bit different. I don't have that little soft story where I was working at McDonald's and I was trading with a little $5 extra. Like, I wasn't doing that. I was trading with thousands, sometimes more. So I hope I didn't go in too much. But if you want the hard version, give me a call and we can get on Zoom. But yeah, so the real is that you got to lose sometimes, baby. You got to lose to win. And a lot of people don't want to hear that, but that's just it. Anyways, Jory, tell me if I answered your question. Man, sorry. I don't know if I'm getting the name right. I'm usually really good with names. But yeah, if you can help me maybe sound out your name, that would be awesome. Risk management saves lives. You should podcast. Thank you, Lord. That's a sign, baby. Yeah, I would say that risk management doesn't just save lives. Risk management could save your career as a trader. It could save your relationships, right? It could save a lot of things. It could save your mental health. What do you think? Okay, I'm gonna go in. Cause Jory, I'm just waiting for the paint to dry. We're gonna get this gold trade, girl. Just relax. You gotta understand. Sorry? I
didn't say anything. I'm just here.
I know, but I could feel the energy, girl. You like you and your baby fat with the little fur John on, and you're just like, come on, bro, get to the bag.
Don't forget the burrito.
Oh, listen, with the coconut grease. Anyways, so so really and truly, the whole podcasting, that's so funny because there's something cooking. Let's put it. I was on a podcast actually. Shout out to my boy D'Angelo. He has a podcast, After Dark, and yeah. So I was on a podcast talking about digital currency. Ironically, like on the year anniversary of all of that stuff that I just discussed. But I have this question, and I always wanted to know what people think about this. Is there a world where everybody who is flashing all the time is actually the group of individuals that's suffering the most? This is not an attack, right? Shout out to Alex, Raul, Cool, Q Banks, all of those people, Charlene, all these people are bomb, right? I've DM'd, talked to most of them, okay? It's not a, East meets West, like, oh, I'm from Toronto and you're from Miami, holler, right? I don't flipping care. I'd roll up on you in real life. You wouldn't roll up on me, right? But the thing that I've always wondered is the wealthiest people that I know from working in different industries, they don't want you to know they're wealthy. So the question that I have is there a world where people are getting trapped in this industry, right? Thinking that they have to show everything or they're not worthy. You don't know if I've got a hoopty or if I've got something else, right? It doesn't actually matter. All that matters is the precision and the accuracy of the trades and how well people feel about my interactions with them. They say that people don't remember what you did. All they remember is how you made them feel, right? So I realized that I'm watching this trade, Jory. I realized a long time ago in this trading game, a lot of people don't give a crap about one another. And so a lot of traders are actually suffering in silence from performance anxiety, from, you know, whatever emotional baggages that are attached to it. Some people have gambling addictions and they're calling it trading. I've dealt with scenarios like that where I've had to help students take a break, and it was the best thing for them because I didn't even know that I had had a whole issue with when I get excited, I get euphoric, and you don't even need to give me like caffeine. I'm like wired, and I would trade for 10 hours straight. And so, yeah, just think about that. So I don't look at people anymore. Like I used to have a little bit of jealousy, like, damn, his charts are ugly. How did he make all that money? I ain't even looking at it like that no more. I'm looking at it like, damn, is he okay? No, for real. Is he okay? Is she okay? I've DM'd big names, I'll just say that, and had conversations with them. These are human beings for the most part. I don't know what aliens are mixing. They're human beings. I'm speaking your language here, Jordan. They're human beings. And a lot of people, it could come into this imbalance. A lot of people, it's going. By the way, this is gold. I'm going to drop this in the chat. You have two opportunities there. A lot of people are not realizing it's not just about trading. These are human beings. And human beings, if you study the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? You understand that, yes, we need, clothing and shelter and all those cool things that Maslow talked about. But there's a new one. It's called the Gen Z Instagram hierarchy of needs. And it revolves around a lot of validation. And maybe it's because, a few of us are 80s babies in this industry. I didn't come from that ish. I came from do your work, be quiet, and make sure your parents are straight, and that's it. And shut up. Right? And so I'm like bewildered by how much showing off is necessary, bruh. Josh could tell you, like, listen, we have conversations, but you wouldn't know if you saw me on the street. You'd walk right past me, and that's cool. I love that ish. I eat it up. Because I want you to walk past me. I actually want you to assume less of me. That's cool. It allows me to move in anonymity. Why would I want to bring attention to me if I'm on stream and I bust some big trade and I'm now in the streets with my chain out? A lot of the little scrawny guys, you can't be walking around like that, right? We need to move a little bit different as the trading community. We need to move into, I'm an actual professional trader. And act like a professional trader. Tom Hugard does not have a Cuban chain on. Oh, I'm going in. Anton Creel doesn't have a Cuban chain on. He doesn't have, I didn't see one diamond on that guy. And you know that man makes bank. You guys are seeing this trade work, right? I'm just saying. So what I'm trying to get at, right, I'm going to show you the next harmonic pattern. So yeah, I'm going in right now. You brought the dog out. I'm just gonna eat it up. Listen, the professionals look like they work at maybe Wendy's at the best. If I'm being completely honest with you, they're not the most extravagant females and males in the world. They actually are the most unassuming. The best traders don't dress the best. Have you ever seen the turtle traders? Have you ever seen Richard Dennis? Have you ever seen some of these stories about Jesse Livermore? You gotta be a historian. We gotta put that one in the chat. Somebody write that in the chat. Let me just, we're going in. Y'all don't even really know who I am. I'm playing it safe today. Before I get flagged, baby. Okay, this is about to do this more than likely. At the least, it's going to give you the 382 retracement. I'm going to go back and forth from Podcast J to Teacher J. You did? But yeah, so these are two potential TPs. So I want you to understand, you need to become a historian of trading before you're going to call yourself a trader. Geez, bars. Somebody write bars in the chat. You need to become a historian of trading before you can call yourself a trader. I became obsessed with Elliott. I would be, that's an Elliott wave. That's an Elliott wave. And then I was like, okay, I'm kind of getting exhausted of Elliott wave. I was Elliott waving everything I flipped in Elliott wave. One time I remember looking at the trees and was like, oh man, that's like wave 1 and 2. And then that's when I was like, whoa, you need to flip and chill. You can't be looking at trees and calling them Elliott waves, bro. You need to relax. But I was there, right? And so what I realized was, after that whole scenario that happened, I think it was like May of 2021 when the market just slammed and like nobody had answers for me. I was like, okay, I'm not cool with the, hey, yeah, it's just the manipulation. Like, I wasn't cool with that ish. Like, heck out of here. I just had like flipping, 5-10 racks just leave my hands. What is that? And then I realized there's this guy called Wyckoff. And that's when the flipping light bulbs went on. So again, I'm doing my best with your name. But Omian, that was another big change. When I learned how the Wyckoff accumulation and distribution happened, yeah, that was a game changer. Right? So, become a historian of trading, man. Like, if you don't even know who Wyckoff is, and you don't know who Elliott is, and you don't know who Gann is, man, I don't even. In my opinion, I feel like you're just kind of jumping on the bandwagon of probably ICT or your favorite influencer. You're missing the whole point. All of these people built off of one another, right? Scott Carney, not necessarily the founder of Harmonics, but, he's like pretty much the forefront of it. Like all these things, they built off of one another. Now, egos won't allow them to agree, but I can show you how, like, clearly ICT got a lot of information from Wyckoff and Gann, right? Not so much Elliott, but there's correlations. And so what I just realized is I'm going to get out of the game of who's better than who, because that's not how I live my life. I was just like, listen, I'm just going to figure out how to put all of these things together and bank off of it. And then I'm going to help other people get out of the rat race of trying to be perfect and learn how to make confluent trades on their own. I mean, this is going up in front of you guys, right? Just saying. So I didn't mean to make a live trade, but it's happening. So if you're in that setup, you're up 18 and a half pips. You can take some partials and go break even. And then if it comes back to where it should, which is the end of this harmonic pattern, then we can grab another little slice of love off this imbalance. So yeah, that podcast. I was talking with a student who knows what I'm talking about. So that's cool. That's cool. All right. So that's gold. Now I haven't really heard anything else in the chat as per request. I'm gonna drop that in the chat and let me know if you guys are getting value from this. If you are, it really helps TradingView, kind of like Instagram, to push the algorithm. If you can drop a like, a share, and one of those rockets on the TradingView platform, it just helps for them to be like, okay, like he's not showing his belly button on the television. But yeah, it just kind of pushes the information. So I'll kind of just share that with you real quick. But yeah, is there anything else that you guys would like to see in the chat? Let me know. Let me know. I got another one in me. Let me know. We already got 18 and a half pips on gold. It wasn't necessarily expected, but it just happened. Just looking at price action, and obviously on a one-on-one, I can explain more how we find that stuff. Oh, you want me to cook? Okay, so Peter usually puts this like cook emoji in the chat, and that lets me know it's time to find a setup of my own. Okay, so cool. I'm gonna make sure that's in every chat. And then I'm gonna look for one more setup before we bounce here. And I appreciate you guys hopping on. The gold is also in the YouTube, and then we'll make sure that it's also in the team chat. Ooh. Okay. So that's some low time frame harmonics. Okay, cool. So I actually want to talk about Amazon. I know it's a little bit different. It's been a while since I talked about Amazon. But the Amazon be Amazoning. Okay, so why am I excited about Amazon? So Amazon is exciting to me right now for one particular reason. I just saw that they're launching or they're testing drone delivery. Now I know they've been fooling around with this for a while because I lived in the States and I heard like kind of rinklings of that, but it's now like looking live. Now this, see, y'all got me in my feelings now. Look, this here is an example of a trade that I wasn't paying attention on. The price came up. Peter, you probably remember this. Josh, you probably remember this. The price came up, took partials. It literally came back. I think the stops might have been a little bit in profit. Took me out and did this. Jeez. So, yeah, believe it or not, Amazon has a habit, and that is the habit. So, I'm going to actually say this. Amazon is way past my initial target for it. Yeah, we're going to, I'm just going to make a new chart, flip it. Let's ball out. Okay, let's ball out. We're going to do a high time frame analysis of Amazon. Okay? All right, so I'm going to remove all the drawings. I don't usually do this with trades that I have running, but I mean, I think it's time. It just keeps blowing past. everything that I expected it to do. So right off the gate, I probably just blew your mind because I'm on a yearly, right? What the flip is this guy doing? Watch this. I'm going to go as fast as possible because, yeah, I don't know if Peter is at the Burner Boy concert or something. So, all right, cool. So we always want to know where our swing low, swing high is, right? And you'll see a lot of these weird dots and buttons on the bottom, and these are just earnings. And yeah, they're very important because they help to move the market. So I want to explain to you that Amazon came down last year, or not last year, but 2022, and it conveniently landed just before it landed just before a major liquidity sweep. And again, Amazon has this history for me of being a bit of a unicorn at times, in the sense of it loves to come to the edge and turn around. Do you see what I'm showing you? Right? So this was the Corona dump, and this was the pump of 2023. It hasn't been back yet. And I still had an order sitting here for like 2 months waiting for it to come back. Okay, cool. So, like I said, we're going to go a little bit faster. Might be past some people's bedtime. So just remember this level. It's not going away. It will get dealt with eventually. But they've made their decision. They're going to continue to manipulate upwards. Okay? So in a weird world, let's call this on a high time frame. We're just going to take a little break here because Power of 3 is happening on all time frames, right? Let's call this our accumulation, right? So we're going to call that the accumulation. They already saw this in advance. And that's the part that nobody wants to hear. I mean, I can take you to a world where I can show you that this is all botted out, but that's not comfortable to a lot of the information that's out there. And that's okay, right? So we could technically argue that this was up to here as per the accumulation. I don't really, it doesn't really affect me whether it's there or there. But we are in the manipulation right now, right? And this is on the yearly time frame, right? Woo! Look at that, okay? If that's not showing you that we're getting ready to redline again, yeah. So just know that we're in the manipulation on the yearly time frame. Okay, and then so what's going to happen after is all of these key levels where liquidity has been built up are going to get bodied. But till they find some news event to pull that off, and Jeff Bezos gets all of his profit, because this is what it's all about, right? Remember, market makers are manipulating to ensure their profits. Nobody's saying this out loud. I'm going to flip and say it. It's the truth, right? So what pattern would do this the best, right? Probably a shark. But can we have a shark? Let's see. Well, a shark would require us to break the low. Do you think we're going to do that? No. But do I believe that we're going to a minimum of this 113? Yes. Okay. So now I'm literally making a trade on the yearly time frame. Now this right here, somebody's going to watch this and be like, Cletus, come in the room. What's this guy doing? Listen, I'm not even asking. I'm just telling now. I've done this so many times, it's like, I don't even listen. I ain't asking nobody. We're doing this, okay? So they can manipulate this as high as here, right? But this thing is going to get embodied eventually. Okay, now this is far out, but there's also a world where I can show you this on Elliott wave where this is about to explode. But we'll find that out. Just know that you don't want to be selling Amazon because Amazon is going to be a net winner, I believe, in this decade or next decade. Amazon will probably become the biggest company in the world. I'm saying that out loud. I'm not the only one that's ever said that, but I have different reasons, which I can't necessarily discuss online, of why I'm very sure that Amazon will likely become one of, if not the largest companies in the world. I know that Tesla has big plans. I understand how would you say? I understand their plans for domination in the data space and AI, but I don't like Tesla's reliance on, how would I say this politically correct? I don't like Tesla's reliance on tax levies and things of that nature. They need a lot of political support to pull off what they want to do. Amazon has you at your food, has you at everything you can buy at any store. And Amazon also has an okay streaming service that's getting better. Plus they have, cloud services. I honestly think Amazon will buy Google. I know. If you think I'm off, that's okay. I have very good reasons. Amazon's only problem, in my opinion, is NVIDIA. They've got to get this sleeping. I still think NVIDIA is sleeping. If you understand what that CEO is on, I don't even think. I think we're just seeing the monster's head come up. So that's interesting. But Amazon, in terms of its services, the value proposition, man, I don't think anybody can come close. They're just so far ahead of everybody. But that's my little commercial for Amazon. Jeff, send me the check. All right, cool. So realistically speaking, we're in a massive manipulation phase that has currently been going on since the Corona dump, right? That wasn't planned. So yeah, put your tinfoil hats on. Okay, so I believe that possibly, according to Fib Time or according to some other things that are going on geopolitically, we're gonna probably pump into this Fib Time and then probably dump after this Fib Time. So maybe there will be like some sort of economic crash, which also means taking profit. These things are just so novel, right? But yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll go right to the edge of this, potentially. And yeah, I would look for Amazon to probably go all the way up. I would even say 2038. I've seen this happen so many times. And so like literally they'll come to the end of their potential reversal zone, which for this harmonic pattern is from here to here, and they'll turn it around, right? So that way not to invalidate the original pattern, and then what that will do is make it so they can actually kind of turn it around to the downside. So this is kind of what I'm looking at for Amazon. I see something to this effect here being what we should look for. So somewhere between now and the 1272, Amazon is going to keep pumping. So literally, not only can you use the power of 3, but if you also know harmonics, you know where this technically needs to stop. I'll leave it there. So this would be our distribution phase, where they kind of take everybody up. Woo, we're going long forever, and then they slam them on their muffin heads. So now, I'm gonna bring this down for a landing. This would be your distribution phase. And so now what we're going to do here is we're going to make an expectation for how long we would possibly want to carry this trade. So I personally wouldn't recommend taking this past this level unless there's some new information coming up to this point. But that's wild, right? Like, oh, so I should just go long right now. Not necessarily, right? And I'm going to show you why. We want to catch retracements. We don't want to FOMO. So FOMO is when you essentially come and see, oh, there's a lot of upside, and you try to buy right at the top of a yearly candle or a daily candle or a 1 hour candle. It doesn't really matter what time frame is in front of you. It matters your discipline trading in that time frame. I'm full of bars today. I don't know what happened. Something was in my Wheaties or something, man. Okay? It's just your discipline, right? Like, albeit you can get away with a lot more on a yearly candle because you have a whole year to fix your mistake. You can't get away with trying to buy this top, right? And it deciding to reverse on you on a 1 minute or a 10-second chart. All right. So just understand that we're going to try to get something in this fair value gap. Now, I know I'm talking about a yearly fair value gap. Ha ha ha. Watch this. Just watch me whipping nay-nay here. Right? So we're just going to remember this using our alert. Okay? We're not making life decisions off of this. But I would love to see them fill this and take this longer. Okay, so that's Amazon on the yearly. Yeah, that just looks cold to me. That looks really good. And then it can manipulate further down to get all these imbalances, right? So, and this is honestly what I think Amazon's going to do, right? I'll show you like maybe on another call what's the wild child scenario, where it just basically doesn't come back from the next retracement. But yeah, I'm going to share that with you guys. It's just something that's been on my heart and my mind for a while. Casey came at the end of the call again. Casey, we can't be doing this, man. We gotta listen. Casey, it's too late, Casey. You came correct on the last stream. You were early. You had your popcorn and everything. Damn. I even called your name out at the beginning of the call. I was like, okay. Oh, damn. Shoot. Casey not there. Shoot. That hurt my feelings, man. I was early and everything. I had my one lock fall and I was like, damn, I gotta get ready for Casey. Casey was out on a date. Just crazy. All right, next stream, I got you, Casey. I'm gonna just start the stream and dedicate it to you. Okay. All right. So that's what I have for Amazon on the yearly. Now I'm gonna drop the time frame, and then we're gonna get real saucy with it. You guys gotta understand, I'm dropping it in 3 different chats. So every time you're like, yo, can this guy hurry up? Like, it takes a while. So boom. I know that there's a program that I can use. Maybe Peter, it's my resident tech wizard, you can help me. Okay, so now we're gonna drop this down in time frames, and I think this will make a lot more sense. So this is the point where everything's gonna be efficient, but we might not get that. Cool. I'm going to go right from the yearly, just in the interest of time. I'm going to skip the monthly. Bear with me. And I'm going to go right to the weekly and see if there's a harmonic pattern playing out. And there is. Kill shot. Right? So when I say I'm a confluent trader, I can only show so much on this stream, just in the interest of time, the level of detail we go to with our setups, right? Like, I'm gonna keep saying it. There's something different happening in our group. I mean, Josh is on the call right now. I don't know if he's eating taquitos in Colombia, but even that's amazing. The man literally took a couple of trades and took a month-long vacation in Colombia. I don't think he's coming back, right? So I'm serious. I don't think you're coming back, Josh. But the reality is the skill this man has now. He reminds me, he's like, I don't think you know what you taught me. The guy is literally able to print dollars on demand. Now, it's not like it was easy. It was tough, right? There were a lot of times. Oh, he's cussing me out in the chat. Oh, no, it's Peter with the flames. Josh, are you eating tacos? I'm talking about you, man. But the reality is he's maneuvering through stocks, digital currency, and Forex. But here's the kicker. He's marking the chart out, and he's saying, what do you think? And I'm going, why are you even asking me? I need you to understand, for somebody as careful as I am, how much confidence it takes to get to the point where I'm like, to my students, like, Peter will say something and he'll be like, why are we even asking that now? You know what I mean? The other day I was so proud. Jory was like, that looks like it's going to go. It's just like, I don't know what she said, and she just stopped me in the middle of my session with her. And she was like, wait, what was that level? And she was like, bang, bang, right? And she took the gold trade and she's still in it. She's just swimming in it. So what's the point of what I'm saying? I believe trading is not about trading. I went on a 2-hour walk today and I realized that what's the separation between me walking and these little skinny people? I'm gonna say it out loud. These little skinny people in these tight up clothes doing these runs. There's an element of genetics. They can't do certain things that I can do in the gym. And I can't do certain things that they can do out on the side of the street in spandex. Right? Saying it out loud. Okay? But I realize it doesn't matter if I'm walking and they're running. All that matters is what's going on in my head. All that matters is not where, I'm going in. It doesn't matter where you are in your trading journey. Stop comparing yourself to the next trader who's conveniently buying another Rolls Royce. Oh God, as if the last one wasn't cool enough. Thank you. Now I feel even worse. You know how hard that is? Right? No, I don't have a Rolls Royce. You're breathing. You're alive, right? So understand that the litmus test of your development, just like, I'm not running yet. What's wrong with, no, stop. See where you came from. Maybe 2 weeks ago, you weren't able to walk around a building. Or maybe, you had an injury, right? Think about people who don't have legs. I go through this when I'm going for these walks. It's a mindset thing. It's the same thing that I use in sales. It's the same thing that I use in trading. What really is going on, the separation is actually going to happen based on what's going on in my mind. I will smoke people because of what's going on in my mind. I will smoke people because I spent a year by myself reading books, stuff I hated. I hate reading. So when you talk to somebody who's, been in isolation, whether it be forced or voluntary, you can't compare. These people are scary. Have you ever seen the Notorious movie? I just seen clips. Don't talk to Conor McGregor he has respect in every hood, in every part of the world. Because that guy literally said, he basically gave himself and his mind to his craft. Nah, I need to chill. I gotta stop yelling. Listen, I'm telling you, it's the mindset. It doesn't necessarily matter about the accolades and the things and the hoochie mamas that are running around my rented yacht. What matters to me is making sure that I can have a nice meal with my mom or my wife. That kind of stuff matters more to me. I don't gotta prove nothing. I don't come from that. I don't come from that. I gotta show everything. I'm eating a meal right now. Heck out of here. It looks soft to us. It looks soft to me. You know what matters to me? Go and help a family member. Go and help a friend who's in need. Teach somebody like Peter this guy. I don't even listen. Peter wants me to be quiet. That guy right there. This guy. I'll just say that he beat me in futures. Let's put it that way. I thought I was unbeatable. This guy smoked me in his first year with me. He has 2 trades that went over 1,000%. So I don't even know what to tell you. Right? So what am I trying to explain to you? I'm saying to you that you got to make a difference in the people surrounding you. It doesn't really matter what you have. Nobody flipping cares what you have when you go to a funeral. Help somebody. I just use that philosophy every day. I know I'm probably talking your ear off, but I'm a little bit different. I don't even flipping care. Right? I got something to talk about. And it's make a difference in other traders around you. They're also human. It's not just about trading. Take care of the people around you. If you're really good at, support and resistance or supply and demand trading, help your friend who's really good at, trend line trading. Help them until you're both really good at what the other person was, and then you're just both really good. But what I personally believe in is maybe not what everybody believes in, but I don't really care. I'm a little different bird. But the biggest thing that I would say, I'm doing the chart while I'm talking. People in my, the team knows I'm like this. I can just talk and mark it up. But what I'm saying is basically make an impact to the point that others are actually benefiting and they're able to benefit themselves. That's when I know I've made a difference. When traders are literally able to make their own trades and are making money and taking withdrawals off of their own flipping trades. That's pimping. That's what gives me the rush. Okay. Anyway, so enough of the long talking. We're going to kind of speed it up here. Give me 5 more minutes max. Okay. So Amazon, boom. Usually you'll notice that the market has sort of a retracement towards going into Christmas, right? So I wouldn't be shocked if this kind of carried a little bit past the Fibonacci time here. But I'm definitely saying that somewhere in this time zone, because this is actually going to be like the team's chart too. So somewhere in this time zone, I'm expecting price to be ready. Excuse me, just randomly getting hiccups. Expecting price to be back in a zone to go long. So there's a harmonic pattern here. X to A to B to C to D. And so it's going to probably take a little love break there. And once it's done there, then it's going to actually have liquidated all of the sellers, right? And the manipulation will likely happen between here and here. So we have a potential reversal zone inside of the larger time frame manipulation. And this is where power 3, for people who are not cool with fractals, it can hurt your head. Because there's literally going to be a manipulation inside of the manipulation and a distribution inside of the manipulation. And then, yeah, that's where I start getting people go, woo, right? But just understand that price should probably come into this zone. Again, if you're watching this stream and you're like, I like what I saw, I need help, don't be a scaredy cat and try to do it on your own. Trading will probably eat you like a little Krispy Kreme if you try to do it on your own. I don't recommend that. I do want to help more people. So reach out to me directly. Instagrams, you can reach me on Instagram, you can reach me on Telegram, or even TradingView now, right? Gang, gang. Okay, cool. So just know that this zone right here, this right here is my swag. I'm expecting Amazon to keep pumping until here, minimal. And this is not feelings, this is math. It's something I say a lot. It's not about feelings, this is just math, right? So Amazon is likely going to pump into this zone. I'm gonna keep saying that, right? Because when you see it, you're gonna be like, I knew this guy, right? So boom, just trying to make it a little bit aesthetic. So now I'm gonna remove all of my training wheels here. I have an understanding seasonality wise why I would want to grab another retracer, and I have an understanding of time. So we might see a pump into April. It might happen faster. If it happens faster and we get to this level earlier, that's another sign that, hey, there's probably going to be a reversal after this manipulation candle. There could be a large wick. There could be earnings right conveniently on this time. Let's see. There might be earnings. So what I'm going to do now, just to add to the confluence, is let's see if we have economic news that would kind of line up with this. This trade is getting really good in my eyes. I really like this trade right now. Oh wow. Oh wow. I could, no, there's no way I just said there could be earnings. I must have done this before the call. I planned this. Yeah, I definitely rehearsed this call in advance, right? Or I deleted my chart in front of you guys. Which one? Right? So Thursday, the 25th of April. I'm telling you, this stuff gets really weird after a while. Come get him, Cletus. Okay? So the reality is that we are going on a pump-a-thon for Amazon. And so we're in a low time frame distribution right now, and they are crushing all the sellers. Oh, you want to sell? Right? And so if you can have fun, see, I'm at the point right now with trading where I'm having fun now. It was really hard on the brain for the first 2 years. Now we just we drag it now. You know what I mean? We're kind of, what is that new anybody like that? Who is that rapper? Oh my gosh. Gucci Mane. He got a new song. I don't know. It's funny. It's going viral right now. So anyways, long story short, yeah, I gotta figure out what that Gucci Mane song is. It's actually hilarious. I actually think that Gucci Mane is a comedian. I think he's joking. I don't think that's really him. I think he wants people to believe that that's him. Because if it is, he's actually even funnier. Anyways, so now we're looking for low time frame harmonic patterns in all seriousness. But Gucci Mane, I like what he did. He came back, reinvented himself, and his songs are iconic. I don't care. But yeah. All right, so 382. And so is there a world where we would want to buy this knowing that there's two massive gaps here? You know how that song goes, hell no, to the no, 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 right? Yeah, that's all you're getting. Okay? Can't be giving all those Mariah Carey lyrics away. Okay, so now boom, and so boom. So the market is gonna more than likely become efficient before they go down. And so why am I doing this? Because I want to swing Amazon. I mean, yeah, I want to swing Amazon. I said it out loud. Serious. We did Nvidia. I got out of Meta too early. I'm trying to swing Amazon, right? I'm trying to see what she got. Right? So I'm looking at this and I'm like, I don't really want to have a huge stop loss like that. I'm in the belief that Amazon is bullish. I want to believe that it's not going to break structure, but I also know they're willing to go boop and then turn this thing around. So again, going back to how we started this, we don't want to be susceptible to our ego in the sense of, oh, well, let's have a super tight Pipz stop loss, right? For what? Maybe you take a nice light position on the, how do you say, more of a swing intraday style, and then you come back and then you find a snipe after the first retracement. That's kind of how I would play that. But yeah, I would probably take this as far as just before the end of the reversal zone. Most of my profit would be taken off here, but I like an easy, nice institutional whole level of 210. I know, it's like, what is this guy talking about? Amazon's not going to do that. Well, that's what everybody said when I showed them the Nvidia chart. So I think that if we can get this retracement on Amazon, and honestly, I don't want to miss this because I have a bad history with Amazon and missing her by a couple of pips. So what's the other scenario in terms of like them possibly manipulating early on Amazon again for the 14th time? Is there's a world where they come only around the 786, they close this gap and they take off. This is it. This is what I'm going to give you for now. I don't expect Amazon to do much more. And this would be a tighter position. If we have to, it wouldn't make sense, honestly, for what they have to accomplish. I don't know. I don't want to overthink it. I'll give the other position, But it really should not do anything more than these two. Okay. But yeah, the extreme scenario would be that them coming down here, sweeping possibly, and then going long. So this would be the extreme scenario, in my opinion. Right? So back to the first statement, I want to be right on point with that. Like right on point. Because the algos don't really care about your feelings. They will turn around right on the pip. Okay, so that's what I have for you guys. I hope you guys got some value. For those of you inquiring about can you hang with the squad, you are welcome to be a part of the VIP. And yeah, I'd love to coach you. And most importantly, I'd love to help develop your mindset because, like I said, it's just like me being on that walk today. I might not run as fast as you, but if I think faster than you, I'm eventually going to win. So I appreciate you. Learn to be the tortoise in trading, and I believe you will beat most of your competitors, even if your biggest competitor is yourself. Okay, so shout out to you for holding out and not going on Netflix. Here is your little piece of Amazon pie. I'm going to drop this as well in the chat, and we out here. Okay, so Casey, we're going to look at coal right at the beginning of next stream, even if you're eating your popcorn, watching Netflix. Okay, so it's in all of the chats. Shout out to you. Love you guys. Take care. Remember, like, share, and hit that rocket button to boost your boy. All right. Salute. Peace.